question from comparative politics unit was asked, but it was surface like. Just the member of Senate was asked.
Yes.
It was not a depth question.
Yes.
So why it's such a big issue that has been created?
Issue has been created because we become, I think, prisoners of past trends.
Why? Very very important question to you. And having said that, that you have such an experience in obviously the practicality of life. You understand why I'm asking you because I believe a mature answer for me. And I just want an honest review. I don't want you to, just because you're an offline student, you answer according to JRF. But just answer me one thing. Political Science June 2025 paper and Political Science December 2025 paper. You definitely have, seen both the paper, the level, the approach of question asked, everything. So just tell me, is it that the paper of December 2025 was out of syllabus, out of box?
No.
Was it something that was, worth criticizing NTA कि ऐसा पेपर कैसे बना दिया, वैसा पेपर क्यों बना दिया, और NTA should be blamed for making such a paper?
No, I won't say they need to be blamed for this. So, let me answer this in the parts that you have asked. First, was it out of syllabus? No, it was not out of syllabus. Everything was part of the syllabus. People say that asking Senate seats from France or Australia.
Yeah.
Well, if we have to study comparative politics, we need to be aware, and somebody who is going to teach the students, they need to have a wider perspective, not just the Indian parliament or our neighboring countries' parliaments. We need to have a wider perspective. And the way world is going, globalization, we are interconnected. Everything is interconnected. And so we need to have our viewpoint into what other countries are doing because it impacts us. Globalization impacts everyone. Something happening in the US, it is going to impact us tomorrow, 5 years down the line, if not today. And we are seeing what Trump is doing. So it is,
Obviously, it's obvious.
it's a lived experience. It's not.
Also, I'm interrupting you in between, but you actually pointed the exact point that I was about to ask you. I'm not from political science, okay, but I'm also a human being living in current situations. So I understand that how important comparative politics is.
Yes.
So please tell me that the question from comparative politics unit was asked, but it was surface level.
Yes.
Just the member of Senate was asked.
Yes.
It was not a depth question.
Yes.
So why it's such a big issue that
Okay.
has been created?
So issue has been created because we become, I think, prisoners of past trends. That is
Very good. Very good choice of words.
that is what has happened with the political science paper, I believe. So when not the NT is not to be blamed. People are unnecessarily calling NT out. NT is not the one which puts the paper out. It's the UGC.
Yes.
So UGC gives us a syllabus. Now in syllabus, they don't mention we are not going to ask you the date or we are not going to ask you other countries. It's just it's a
Which people
comparative political science.
Which
Okay,
people
so
expect.
which people expect. So we are prisoners of our own expectations and the past trends. Sometimes those aspirations don't get fulfilled. So that is a weird word, and we try to put blame on something that is not us. It might be UGC.
See, you always want to have a shoulder that's not your role.
We need a place to point finger at.
Yeah, of course.
So this is what has happened with the political science, I believe. But in my opinion, nothing was out of syllabus. Yes, what can be debated is remembering date going to help a future professor or future teacher educator? I believe we need to give some leeway to UGC here. Yes, it can help, it might not help, but understanding the wider subject, the macros about why that date is important, I think that is what UGC is trying to tell us, that you just don't need to have a surface level knowledge. If you are going to be an educator, go in the depth. So if you have in-depth knowledge, only then you can answer potential questions from the students in the future. Because future of education is going to be very, very difficult. AI is there, and students are going to ask questions in depth, and they are going to test the educators in the classes for sure. And this toughness is going to increase, not decrease. So
Well, a lot of people, it's a beautiful point of view, and I was waiting for the day that sir will come and I will ask you these questions, because you obviously have seen what's rubbish is happening.
yeah,
A lot of people believe that political science paper was set in such a manner that it should be reframed, it should be cancelled, it should be taken again with the prisoners of past experiences, wala stuff. A lot of people are expecting this to happen, but it's a great point of view that you shared as a political science aspirant, as a mature person who has studied this subject. I think you also studied this subject after a long,
yeah, I did my post graduation in 2004. So 21 years after.
imagine, even after that also you're taking it in a positive manner, that even if the date is asked, why it is asked, what is the logic behind asking such question. It should also be a debatable topic, that the paper level should be more intellectual. That's totally fine. The level of assistant professor examination in RPSC, recently that examination was held, the level of assistant professor political science paper was even worse. A lot of people expect that UGC NET should ask this and that. That. You'll clear UGC NET examination, what after that? You don't have the state of mind, you don't have the courage to accept your failure, you are not ready to tell the world that you are prepared. Then how will you attempt the assistant professor level examination? Yes, paper should be intellectual, paper should be more application driven, but last thing that I want to ask is that political science itself is a very theoretical subject, right? If not, it is a subject which is memory based. A lot of things are memory based, and of course, memory based things will have application. So, do you think that remembering a lot of things in political science should be a way of studying it, or would you like to guide every student? Like, this video is going to help a lot of political science aspirants.
Yes, so I can answer that. So I'll give you an example here. So in this political science question paper, there were 3 questions from Constituent Assembly. Now, why those were asked? And 2 of those were related to dates. The first one was Dr. Sachidanand Sinha. Which body was he, elected to or presided over? So it was Constituent Assembly, and he presided it over uh, in ad hoc basis. Okay. Uh, so that was 9th of December, 1946. This, after 2 days, when the Constituent Assembly met again, they elected Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Now, both of them were asked.
Okay.
It is important, these dates are important because this shows, okay, what was the process follows. So, first, they selected someone officiating, who was Dr. Sachidanand Sinha. Once the body met and they had their process of election, they elected someone. Who was that someone? That was Dr. Rajendra Prasad on 11th of December.
Okay, so basically they wanted to know that if the student knows this journey or not.
Yes, yes. So after another 2 days, that is when Jawaharlal Nehru put forward the objective resolution. So these things, dates, this is why dates matter. That shows the process.
These dates are the application, no?
Yes, because uh, Jawaharlal Nehru could not have put forward the objective resolution if there was no presiding officer. So they needed that. So that is part of the process. On 11th, they selected Dr. Rajendra Prasad first, and then it was followed, and then the further process. So understanding this entire process, how that Constituent Assembly worked, what was the process, how you put forward resolutions, how you put forward the committee reports, how you put forward the drafts, and then how the Constituent Assembly goes on to debate, review, provide feedback, and then it goes back to the drafting committee. They work again, and then they bring it forward
Yeah,
again. So
yeah.
to understand that, that's why the dates are important. So yes, some things, yes, that I think probably UGC will get a feedback, will collect a feedback concepts are important in political science because that is how we understand the macro trends. If there was a wave of liberalism, then we have a thought process behind it, concept behind it. Who gave those thoughts, and what was the idea behind it? So concepts, yes, those were missing in this paper. But again, if you have 100 questions to provide, you only have you probably will miss 1 or 2 units. This is going to happen in every exam.
Talking about Indian political thinker unit.
No, Savarkar was there.
Okay.
It's not that
But
Savarkar
a lot
was
of
not
people
there.
were expecting
Vivekananda was there.
more question from political thinkers.
So those questions, if we look at the trend from years, that percentage keeps changing. So
I was wondering, so why are you of this thing? But
why are we surprised?
you know,
You know,
we are not the rules, but a lot of political science aspirants are. They want to debate on this topic, that if, for example, like these are budding, students, they are going to study this thing, not just for political science, but in general also. Now imagine you have a unit number 1. So unit number 1 in 2025, you asked, NTA asked 10 questions. Next time you're going to study that unit really hard. So is it compulsory that in 2026 also NTA should ask 10 questions or more just because you prepared it very hard? Should it be the matter? If 10 units, ups and downs will come.
yes.
Something will be asked more, something will be asked less. Yes, paper level should be generic, it should be balanced, it should be more intellectual in terms of what you actually taught us when you were explaining this by example. It was a very beautiful point of view that you put in, that why dates were important, why this were important. So it is important to understand the subject in depth because you're going to become a professor. You're not studying things just to clear one examination. You're studying things because you want to become professor. You want to do PhD. That's the highest educational degree in your subject. In every research class, I used to tell people that research is a journey of finding truths, gaining knowledge. So I think we shall rest all this debate, but it was beautiful that you answered it very accurately. I was waiting for this day that I'll meet you and I'll ask you these questions because uh, a lot of people are expecting a lot of things from NT. And a lot of students are blaming one another, some teacher, some organization, exam conducting body. They're blaming everything, which is totally fine. You're frustrated and it's totally fine. Every teacher is responsible to handle a student's frustration also, and to hold his back and tell them that yes, हम आपके साथ हैं. आपका पेपर अच्छा नहीं हुआ तो भी हम आपके साथ हैं. आपका पेपर अच्छा हुआ तो भी हम आपके साथ हैं. कोई बात नहीं है. But we have to learn to move on. We have to learn to adapt.
Yes.
Otherwise, भीड़ इतनी है कि आप कब पीछे छूट जाओगे आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा. तो I think that was it. Any last message you would like to tell students of political science especially?
For political science, even one question I remember which people say it was weird to ask, like which country's prime minister resigned while being in Saudi in 2017. Now that is important. It's not important because why that event happened, that is what matters to the political science, and it also shows as a political science educator how much updated are you about the current affairs which are going to be part of the syllabus in 10 years down the line. That event itself was important. So keep an open mind, and I think syllabus is just a horizon that they have given, but you are free to explore beyond that. And as educators, we should explore beyond that because that is what education teaches us.